Once upon a time, there was a problem.
You're coming, right?
What?
To dinner with everyone?
Oh, not tonight. I'm tutoring.
You sure found yourself an awful part-time job.
Not all of us come from suburban royalty, Angela.
Well, less writing, less tutoring, and more hanging out. If you finish early, meet up with us, okay?
Okay.
I'll see you later.
In the late 15th century, taxation and enforcement of the laws were assumed by...
Monarchs?
In the early modern Italian city-states, the term condottieri referred to...
Newly hired mercenary soldiers.
I don't get it.
What?
You should have aced this test.
Oh,
How'd you do so badly?
I don't know.
Well... Here, finish correcting the rest, and then we'll go over tonight's homework. Thanks, I'm looking for a pencil. Oh. Thank you.
What are you working on?
Oh, nothing. It's nothing.
What is?
I want to be a writer, so I try and write as much as possible. My friends say it's becoming a problem.
What do you write about?
Life, people, my life.
Sounds interesting. Tell me about it later, I guess.
You think it's stupid?
We're out of time. Tell me about it tomorrow.
Once upon a time, there was a boy whom everyone thought was a problem. He never saw eye to eye with his peers and was quickly marked as different, strange, and unusual. People like to slip into familiar routines. They regulate their schedule, the things they do, the people they see, so that the next day is easier, more predictable, less adventurous. It isn't long before everything and everyone is neatly organized and labeled, never to be given a second glance. Boy, problem. But he wasn't. I like to think there are very special people in the world, people who see through society's constant ebb and flow. It doesn't matter what's written on their label, they'll never let it slow them down. They know who they are, not who they're told to be, and they refuse to be anything less. These people are refreshing additions to an otherwise outdated routine.
How come you never use pens?
What?
I mean, I get it. You know, pencils erase, but you, like, never use pens. Like, not here, not in class, not ever.
That's, very observant of you.
I guess it's because you're always erasing your endings.
No, I'm not.
The eraser doesn't lie.
Okay, I do, but writing the end isn't easy.
How's it not easy at this point? I mean, haven't you had a lot of practice?
I write about life. Life doesn't come with typical fairy tale endings. There are no knights in shining armor, no dragons to slay, no Prince Charmings. When one chapter of my life ends, confetti isn't thrown and fireworks don't go off. Life just moves along. I just don't want my stories to have unrealistic endings. I'm not going to pin a happily ever after on the end just to appease readers, especially if it isn't true. But the alternative isn't great either, so I'm never satisfied.
So it just keeps changing.
Yeah, it just keeps changing.
Looks like we're out of time. See you around?
Hey, where have you been all week?
Working.
Ben said you were tutoring that Lucas kid. But that's been interesting.
Why do you say that?
Well, because he's a little strange, to put it kindly.
He doesn't seem that unusual to me.
He doesn't talk to anybody and he spends all this time by himself. That's a little unusual.
He talks to me.
Well, that's because you're his tutor. He's gonna disappear as soon as he doesn't need your help anymore.
No.
Anyway, I've gotta run, but you should stop tutoring the freak all the time and come hang out with us. I'll see you around.
Once upon a time, there was a boy who thought everyone was writing the same shallow story. He couldn't see through the rustle of insignificant pages that stormed past him day in and day out. So he kept to himself, avoided the meaningless bustle of his surroundings, until he met a girl whose life was full of unfinished tales, each one different, unique, and beautiful. The girl struggled with endings and spent just as much time erasing as she did writing, unwilling to lie to her readers, refusing to lie to herself. And all the boy wanted to do was show her that it wasn't about the perfect conclusion. It wasn't about catering to an audience, that her life was already weaving the perfect story. If only she wrote it without looking back. The best stories are written in ink, capturing life in a way that can't be corrected or erased. Pencils are only holding you back, Brooke.
Once upon a time, there was you and me.